Next on WVUA News at 5, America is mourning the untimely death of an actor famous for his role in the Fast and Furious movies.
And what drugs has the college students running to the pharmacies and why? We'll have the answer.
And the weather outside may be frightful today, but stay tuned to see if it will be that way all week. The news is next.
From the campus of the University of Alabama, live, local news. From Alabama's home team, this is WVUA News at 5.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Hannah Ward.
And I'm Brandon Rafor. College campuses throughout the United States are seeing an increase in the use of one prescription drug.
In tonight's top story, Katie Malone takes us inside the lives of local students to find out what this medication is and why it's used so often.
Not just school, but everything, your performance and everything goes down when you're not on it.
University of Alabama student Will McAdams is talking about antidepressants. He's been taking them since he was a freshman in high school, but he is just one of thousands that are on this type of medication. According to studies, the number of students on antidepressants is growing.
25 to 50% of students are coming to universities already on some type of antidepressant medication. We've seen a significant increase, I'll just say, in the number of students and individuals in general on these medications.
Based on these statistics, the University of Alabama alone has over 13,400 students on antidepressants. So are students doing too much?
If you're having these kind of issues, it gets overwhelming really quickly. So if you're not really on point, then there's a mountain of work and you're just sunk.
There's such emphasis on resume building and achievement, particularly overachievement. So sleep gets sacrificed, which is so critical. Time is never enough.
Harcrow adds that there are natural ways to combat depression, including getting a full 7 hours of sleep per night, regular exercise, relaxation therapy, prayer, and social support. For the University of Alabama, I'm Katie Malone reporting.
Students at the University of Alabama who are experiencing symptoms of depression may seek help from the UA Counseling Center. The search for a missing Homewood teen came to a tragic end today.
Reporter Taylor Ray joins us now in the studio with details. Taylor?
While searching Lake Martin in Coosa County, authorities say they found 16-year-old Greg Godwin's body. Friends and former classmates of the teen gathered today in Montgomery to pray for his safe return. The 16-year-old reportedly duck hunting on Thursday downtown. Godwin, a 10th grader, had recently moved with his family to Birmingham suburb of Homewood. We're bringing more details as they become available. Reporting live in the studio, I'm Taylor Ray.
Thanks, Taylor. Turning now to news from around the nation. Fast and Furious star Paul Walker is dead at the age of 40.
Walker was a passenger in a Porsche Carrera GT that crashed into a tree and burst into flames on Saturday. The accident happened just 30 yards away from the charity event he was hosting. Both Walker and his friend, who was driving, were pronounced dead at the scene. The production of Walker's most recent project, Fast and Furious 7, is now postponed, and the July 2014 premiere is now delayed. Many students and fans flood the University of Alabama on Saturdays to participate in game day activities.
Reporter Caitlin Chastain introduces you to a new family whose game day have a much bigger meaning.
It's really important for the main characters to stand out.
Elizabeth Lybrook spends a lot of her time here.
It was easier to do things like use gradients and...
She is a University of Alabama student, and drawing is her passion. She never knew her passion would land her a job much bigger than herself.
Because it definitely changed their lives as long as it changed mine.
She's describing this book, Angels Yell Roll Tide. Elizabeth illustrated the pages alongside author Darla Hall. In this story, many memories are captured in words and art.
It's a very heartfelt story about two boys who actually lived in Alabama, and each of them suffered from childhood cancer at a very young age.
For the boys Ryan, Hunter, and Thomas, this book was their reality. But the one thing that kept them going was right behind these concrete walls: Alabama football.
And Darla wrote this amazing book of all of our experiences, and it just means the world to me that Ryan and Hunter and Thomas are being remembered for them.
The book highlights some of the boys' happiest moments. Ryan's sister Jackie says that's what she loves most about the writing.
That's who he was and what he did and all the memories that he had. There was nothing less of it and nothing more of it.
And it also features the moments the boys fought to live for.
He said, "I'm going to make it to the last game. Going to make it to the last game." And he made it. He pushed every week to go to that game.
Ryan Kitchens did make it to see that last game air. It was the national championship, and that last memory gave his mother great comfort.
I can't say cancer won. He won, and he's watching from above, along with Thomas and Hunter.
Author Darla Hall knew the boys personally and spent countless hours working with Elizabeth to capture the greatest memories from cover to cover.
The greatest feeling of all is just to hear the parents and what they say and how they hope that the book inspires other people to learn more about childhood cancers.
For the University of Alabama, I'm Caitlin Chastain reporting.
You can buy Angel's Yale Roll Tide at the University of Alabama Supply Store. 50% of the profits are given to various childhood cancer foundations.
Still to come on WVUA News at 5.
You're looking at the WVUA Tower Cam. We could have a rainy week ahead of us. Find out straight ahead in Alabama's home team forecast.
And it was an Iron Bowl for the books. We'll have all the latest sports news in Alabama home team sports.
5, 4, 3, 2. Well, here's a look live at our WVUA Tower Cam. Looks like gloomy skies over Tuscaloosa today, but it's pretty warm out there today. Right now we're looking at about 66 degrees, but it's still kind of humid out there today in Tuscaloosa. Humidity is about 80%, so it is humid as well. Let's take a look at temperatures across the United States. Down here in Tuscaloosa, over here in the south, you'll see that it's 55 degrees. Down in Miami, New Orleans, 79, 76 degrees down there, so warmer down there today. But you see this big cold chill is coming down across the northern United States, and that's from our friends over in Canada. They've got some very cold temperatures up there today. Negative 25 up in Faro, and then negative 13 down here. That's pushing all this cold air down. It's going to bring some colder temperatures with it as well throughout the week. Quick cast for tonight, though. We're looking at 60s. It's going to be 63, 62, and 60 as the night progresses. Look for it to be about 59 degrees with a few showers possible here tonight. Looking at tomorrow, it's going to be a warm one tomorrow, 71 degrees. Isolated showers throughout the day, but nothing to really worry about. Still going to be a nice day for the rest of the week. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast. As you can see, high temperatures in the 70s Wednesday, Thursday. And going into your weekend, it's going to be you're going to have a much higher chance of rain. It's going to be 70% chance of rain on Friday. Look for that colder temperature to come in during the weekend, and it'll stay pretty cold next week, but it'll start warming up as the week progresses.
So you mentioned that it's going to be humid. How would you recommend that I wear my hair? Should I just leave it down, or should I put it up in a
Not going to be too humid, but as the week goes on, you probably want to grab a jacket.
Your hair always looks great.
Thank you so much. I've tried to model after you.
Oh, jeez.
Well, it was a game that a lot of us will remember for a long time. Number 1 Alabama took on number 4 Auburn. We'll have the wrap of the Iron Bowl straight ahead on Home Team Sports.
From the campus of the University of Alabama, live sports. From Alabama's sports team, this is WVUA Sports.
Well, the Iron Bowl was one for the ages with quite a dramatic finish that came down to the very last play. The score was tied at 28. Alabama would line up to attempt a game-winning 57-yard field goal. Adam Griffin gets the kickoff, but comes up short. Auburn's Chris Davis fields the ball 9 yards deep in the end zone and takes it back 100 yards for the game-winning touchdown. Auburn clinches the SEC West and will play Missouri this Saturday in Atlanta for the SEC championship title. The Chicago Bears may have lost to the Vikings 23-20 in overtime, but former South Carolina wide receiver makes a spectacular catch that warrants a second look. Chicago's Josh McNown throws a deep pass to Alshon Jeffries, who makes a fantastic catch for a 46-yard touchdown. That effort deserves our play of the day. With October set as Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Talladega Superspeedway and Team Chevrolet teamed up to make strides against breast cancer. Reporter Danielle Springsteen shows us how drivers and survivors team up to promote awareness.
With one of NASCAR's biggest races heading to Talladega, the track teamed up with Team Chevrolet to give breast cancer survivors a chance of a lifetime by riding in a pink pace car with a NASCAR driver.
Well, I'm actually a two-time breast cancer survivor. I had gone 11 years breast cancer free, and then in 2010 it came back.
Team Chevy driver Kevin Harvick says that this event is important to continue making strides to find a cure for breast cancer.
Well, awareness is what it's all about, and trying to find a cure and you know, keep people from having a problem too far down the road that it's not curable.
This event helps bring breast cancer survivors together to help raise awareness, but to also experience the thrill of riding on one of NASCAR's fastest tracks. For two-time survivor Margaret Roberts, it's a memory she will never forget.
This is a celebration. You know, for one thing, there's a lot of camaraderie, whether you know people or not, because you share that common bond. So this is wonderful. These are all survivors.
Doing rides with this group is always fun. There's a lot of energy, there's a lot of excitement. There's a real camaraderie that's been developed through people that have gone through a disease and come out of the other end.
Drivers of this event said that seeing the smiles on their survivors' faces made this event well worth it.
Women are more, you know, they're more excited to be here than men. You know, men contain it, and women are like, yeah.
That's usually the reaction is, how do you do this around other people?
Since these events have started, Team Chevrolet has raised over $2.2 million for the American Cancer Society. For the University of Alabama, I'm Danielle Springsteen reporting.
For every lap that Pink Pace does under caution in the month of October, Team Chevy will donate $200 towards making strides against breast cancer initiative.
That's beautiful.
Fantastic.
I want to ride in the car. Yeah. I like the car.
That's on my bucket list, actually.
Yeah, pretty much.
Looks like it goes pretty fast, though. I don't know. Would y'all be scared?
I would have to hold on to my weave.
Yeah.
It may just fly away. And still to come on WVUA News at 5, how AIDS awareness is taking international strides. AIDS awareness is taking international strides.
Today is World AIDS Day. According to authorities, 434,000 Chinese patients have been reported as survival HIV carriers and AIDS patients. Sexual transmission is the main route of transmission. China government is fighting back against HIVs and AIDS with special funds set aside this year in order to expand the coverage of HIV and AIDS checks and treatments. That's all we have for you tonight. For more WVUA news, check out our website at WVUATV.com.